This is a Monty moment. I'm Johnny Montalbano. A Woj bomb dropped late Monday night that Knicks guard RJ Barrett is finalizing a 14 rookie extension that could be worth up to $120 million. There are two immediate ways to look at this move. Number one, the Knicks continue to lock up a core group of players during this rebuild because, yes, this is still a rebuild. Number two, what does this mean in terms of the acquiring Jazz guard Donovan Mitchell? Well, first, I like what the Knicks are doing. They're now locked into contracts for Barrett and Mitchell Robinson, their own talent, plus Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. When is the last time you can say that the Knicks have a core group like this? Better yet, when is the last time the franchise's first draft pick agreed to a multi-year contract extension after his rookie deal? You have to go back to Charlie Ward in 1999. Yes, that Charlie Ward! My best Mike Woloszewski impersonation. Nevertheless, second, as far as Donovan Mitchell, Woj also reports that Knicks president Leon Rose set a Monday night deadline with Utah to reach an agreement on a trade for Mitchell, or the Knicks would commit to the Barrett extension. Rose and the Knicks made a bold statement, and you know what? Good for the organization. It's about time that they show some guts and moxie. Danny Ainge wanted Barrett in a Mitchell trade, and Rose made it clear that RJ is off the table. So, can a Mitchell trade get done without RJ? Absolutely. The Cavs dropped out last week, and the Knicks still have the assets to make a deal. Plus, if you're the Jazz, do you want an angry Mitchell in camp? Now, do the Knicks have to make this trade? No. Think about it. The Knicks were and still are in a win-win-win spot in all of this. They either keep Barrett, which they did, acquire Mitchell with the surplus of first-round picks that they have, or hold on to everything and wait for the next disgruntled star that wants out to make their move. Because you know there's always somebody in the NBA that wants out of their current team. In the past, a reason players didn't want to come to play for the Knicks was because of the roster and team. Now, the Knicks are building a foundation for a superstar to come here. And let's remember one thing too. Donovan Mitchell would not make the Knicks an instant title contender. He'd help with that foundation, but in an Eastern Conference that is stacked with the Bucks, the Celtics, the Nets, the Heat, and the Raptors, they still would need more. But you must start somewhere, and after years of seemingly not getting out of the basement, the Knicks look like they've moved out of the basement and onto the first floor. All in all, this has been a good offseason for the Knicks, and that is something that hasn't been said much in the 21st century. For more, like us on Facebook and Twitter at GameOnETB. And you can follow me on Twitter at MontalbanoNY. This has been a Monty moment. I'm Johnny Montalbano.